Hello, welcome back to some Strat-O-Matic baseball. A little late here on a Friday evening on the East Coast. Uh, just picked up the 1961 set that was reissued, one of the few that I didn't have, and so I thought I would play a game with that. I'm doing the very first game of the Los Angeles Angels. They were in Baltimore. I'm not doing as played, but I thought that I would. I'm still working hard on my 47 replay, but play a game away from that a little bit. So we will get her going here. So in 61, the Angels came in 8th. And, of course, there were 10 teams for the first time. And then the Orioles came in 3rd. They had a very good year. Of course, this was the year of Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle when they had the home run race, and made famous by Billy Crystal's movie portrayal of it, which was a pretty good movie. It always makes me want to break out Strat-O-Matic and play when I see that movie, especially now that I have the 61 set. They did the printing with the gray on the basic side, which I like. Most of the older sets have blue, and so I always prefer the gray. I think it looks a little bit more classic. I don't use the basic side other than to look at the stats, but so again, not doing as played, and so just thought I would throw a game up and have a little fun. So going for the Orioles is Milt Pappas. Now, some of these names I'm not real familiar with, so those of you who remember this season, bear with me. All right. So leading off for the Angels is Joe Coppy. He hit .251, 5 home runs, 40 RBIs in real life. It's not giving me. Bear with me a sec. I want dice mode, not manual entry. Okay. Try this again. Bear with me, folks. I have the 47 season set up, obviously, and I thought I had this one, but I don't. Hey, Sports Time Machine, how's it going, my friend? Just doing a little, like our friend Tony over at Cards and Dice, a little insomnia. Baseball, not quite as late as he does, but a little late for me, but it's Friday night and it's the weekend, so that's a good time to get a game going. Okay, like I said, bear with me a second here. So I got dice mode. Go to dice and split. There we go. I thought I had this set in the setup, but either I didn't or it reverted back. All right. Without further ado, here we go. So again, if I butcher some of these names, feel free to put in the chat how to pronounce them. But we got Milt Pappas on the mound for the Orioles, and beautiful Memorial Park, which I was able to catch a game at in 1990. So I kind of enjoy the old stadiums that I was able to get to before they were tore down. So Joe Coppy will lead off here. Righty versus righty. And that's a 4-5, and that's going to be a fly ball out to Brandt in center field. He will squeeze it for out number 1. Oh, I didn't do my. There we go. It's not official till The great Hambino gets us going. All right, so that brings up Lee Thomas. He gets a 4-5, and that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Snyder will chase it down. Hey, Brandon. Welcome. Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of the Orioles of this time frame. As you know, I was working on a 64 replay on a payoff pitch, and had started a 69, which are still in the back burner, but you know how that goes. But for this game, I'm managing the Angels. Again, this was their first ever game, not doing as played, but most of the players that played are the same. The starting pitchers are the same. So we got Leon Wagner. 2 out, nobody on for the Los Angeles Angels. He had a pretty good year, 280, 28 home runs, 79 RBI. That's a 3-6, but that's popped up on the infield. Hansen will wave everybody off and put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. After half an inning, the Angels nothing, Orioles coming to bat. Pitching for the Angels will be Eli Gerba. I assume that's how you pronounce his name. Leading off for the Orioles will be Brooks Robinson. Righty versus righty. That's a 3-9, and that's hit hard, but right at copy is short. He sets and throws on to Kluszewski for out number 1. Whitey Herzog, who most of us remember as a Cardinal manager more than a Angel or an Oriole right fielder. He hit 291, 5 home runs, 35 RBIs. That's a 1-3 versus a righty. 1-3 is a hit, roll to 4. So he will line out to the second baseman. Route number 2. Rocky Bridges will put it away. Yeah, that is good timing, Brandon. Again, I just picked up the 61 set that Strat reissued, so I wanted to get that on the table and play a game with that. So doing the Angels' first game they ever played, and that was in Baltimore. So Jackie Brandt will be up, 2 out, nobody on for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 1st. That's a 5-3. That's a left field X. Wagner is a 4-9 out there. See if he'll be able to get to it. The odds are against him. Gets an 8, so he will drop in for a single, and he got a 10. So he doesn't make an error, so that'll be a bloop single that Wagner's not able to get to. And that'll be the first hit of the game. Get my pin to work. So Brand, if he gets a lead, he's got a good chance to steal. They're not holding him. Let me make sure that I've got the... Okay. Baltimore's managed, okay. Oh. I was thinking I was managing the Orioles. I do that sometimes. I forget who I'm managing. So, all right, so we got Brandt on first. We will hold him, obviously. And that brings up Gentile, who had a whale of a year. Batted .302, 46 home runs, 141 RBIs. So he had 96 walks. He did strike out 106 times. So Brandt's trying to get a lead. Again, he needs a 4 to get it. Was not able to get it. So Gentile will hit away. 2 away. Brandt runs at a 15, is on first base. That's a 5-5. That's a shortstop X. Copy is a 340. So there's a decent chance he will make an error here. So 3, so he doesn't even get to the ball. So that's going to be a 2-star single. 8 on the E. Will not be an error, so that's a grounder up the middle. Copy can't get to it. Brant will race around to third. And with 2 outs, the Orioles have a threat going here with runners on the corners. Gentile is not that much of a threat to steal. If he gets a 4, he gets a decent chance, or a 3 rather. So I'm not going to hold him. See if they try to steal. They're not going to. So Gus, I used to know how to pronounce this and have forgotten again. Triandos will step to the plate. Righty versus righty. Gerba trying to get out of trouble here early in the first. That's a 2-7, and he will do it. That's a hard ground ball to Copy it short. He'll go the long way to first to Kozuski to end the inning. So the Orioles threaten. A couple hits, 2 runners left on base. We've played 1 here in Baltimore. No score. Pappas on for his second inning work. We'll lead off with Ted Kluszewski, who had a pretty decent year. He was, again, 50s baseball is probably my favorite time, and he was just a beast in the 50s. I mean, he had a string of years that he was just among the best, if not the best, sluggers in the league. So getting to the end of his career here, but still had a respectable partial year with the Angels. And that's a 2-4. That's hit down to third base. The human vacuum, Brooks Robinson, will field it and throw him out. Robinson with a 1 rating over there, of course. Ken Hunt, 25 home runs, 84 RBIs. He will take his shot at Milt Pappas. That's a 4-10, and that's a fly ball the opposite way out to right field. Whitey Herzog will take a few steps toward the line and squeeze it for out number 2. So quickly 2 away here in the top of the second. Earl Averill. 5-3. Earl Averill, the catcher, will step to the plate. He hit .262, 21 home runs, 59 RBIs. I believe the Angels played their games at Little Wrigley Field, was what they called it in Los Angeles at first, if I remember correctly. That's a 1-10, and that's a home run check. Here at, you need a 1-3 here at Memorial Stadium, even on a good day, which it is. Got a 13, so that the ballpark will hold that one. So that's a deep fly out to Snyder and left, but he will get to it to end the inning. So for the second inning in a row, Milt Pappas retires the expansion Angels in order. We go to the home half of the second, still scoreless. Russ Snyder will lead things off here for the Angels. He hit .292, a home run and 13 RBIs in his 61 campaign. This year was exciting for all kinds of reasons. Again, you had the M&M boys. You had the first expansion in 50 years in the Angels, and the Minnesota Twins, which weren't an expansion team. They actually were the old Washington Senators, and then Washington Senators got an expansion team. So you actually got an expansion team in Washington, but then the first year for the Minnesota Twins. So, and then my Reds won the pennant that year and were outmatched by the Yankees in the World Series. And of course, this is the year after Bill Mazeroski's shot that beat the Yankees in the World Series. So, fun time in baseball for sure. So Russ Snyder will start off here, and I need to erase my boo-boo. I forgot to flip the book. All right. Love Paperwhite. I recommend it. All right, 1-9 versus righty, and that's fly ball out to left field. Wagner will chase it down, and that's the first out of the second. Ron Hansen will get his shot at Gerba here. He hit .248, 12 home runs, 51 RBIs. That's a 3-5, and that's going to be a solid single. Got a 9 on the 20. If he had got a 1, that would have been a triple. But as it is, he lines a hard one to left field. Wagner plays it on a hop. And that's the second hit of the day for the Orioles. He is not a threat to steal, so Kluszewski will play behind him. Jerry Adair. 1 out. So I don't believe they'll bunt with 1 out, so we'll see. Yep, they'll let him hit away. Yeah, thanks, Larry. Me too. Like I said, I just got the new 61 set and was really bummed when I missed it when it came out. So when they reissued it here last week, I put my order in right away, and customer service was very good. Got here. I actually got it, I think, yesterday. Today's Friday. So just wanted to play a game. I thought this game would be fun. So that's 5-9, and Adair will be retired on strikes. Swing and a miss. Route number 2. Ron Hansen runs at a 13. Again, he's not a threat to steal, so the Angels are playing behind him. And that brings up Milt Pappas. Both pitchers today are decent hitters. Milt Pappas is a 6 in, so he has got some pop. 2 out, runner on first. That's a 2-8, and he just missed a single chance, but he will strike out. So Gerba with his second strikeout in a row and second of the game. No runs, a hit, 1 runner left on. We've played 2 complete. No score here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. So Milt Pappas has got a perfect game going. We'll lead off with Rocky Bridges, the second baseman for the Angels. Of course, he spent quite a few years with the Reds back in the 50s. That's a 6-11, and that's a 1-3. And come on, got a 14, so he will line out to the shortstop. Route number 1. Eddie Yost, longtime player, getting some playing time with the expansion. Angels did not have that great of a year, just a .202 average and 213 at-bats. Playing third base today, however. That's a 1-8, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Hansen will backhand it in the hole, fire across to Gentile, and that'll be out number 2. Eli Gerba, who is a 7 in. Again, both pitchers very good hitters. 2 out, nobody on. See if he can break up the no-hitter here. That's a 3-12, and he's going to walk, so he did break up the perfect game. So the Angels get their first base runner ever. Again, as this is their inaugural game in 1961. So Joe Coppy, Gerba doesn't steal. He does run under 13, however, which is good for a pitcher. Coppy flied out to center field. Hi, Jim. Welcome. Yeah, I just picked up the 1961 set. They just reissued it earlier the week, or maybe into last week, and that was one of the few I don't have, and so I jumped on it right away. Very glad to have it. 61's one of my favorite seasons. I actually have it in a few other games, actually. That's a 5-9, and that's a shortstop X. Hansen's a 234, so he's got a pretty good chance of making the play. So 11, he gets to it. Got a 12 on the E, so 13 would have been an error. But he will grab it and fire on to Gentile for the third out of the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left on. Bottom of the third, no score. So Gerba. Again, if I'm mispronouncing these names, any of you fellas who remember these players, feel free to say so in the chat. So Brooks Robinson will start off here in the bottom of the third. He grounded out to short his first at bat. That's a 111, and that's popped up in foul ground. Averill will have room, and he puts it away for out number 1. Actually, that was to the third baseman. That was Yost who made the play. All right, one away. Whitey Herzog lined out in his first at bat. Left-handed hitter versus the right-handed Gerba. That's a 6-11, and that's a single chance. Lefties have a 1-14, and he got a 1, so he will get the 4th hit today for the Orioles. He bounces one up the middle. He is not much of a threat to steal, so again, Kluszewski will play behind him. He does run at a 13, however, so has decent base running speed. One thing I really love about Strat is their base running, and their stealing, and if they can get a lead, it just seems very realistic to me and not too difficult, so I do enjoy that. Yeah, I sign up, Jim, I sign up for their newsletter, so I don't miss anything. All right, so Jackie Brandt, he hit the single, got as far as third base in the first, but was stranded there. That's a 2-11, and that's a home run possibility, but again, Memorial is a 1-3, so that's going to be a deep fly. Out to left field. Wagner will head to the warning track. He'll get there for out number 2. So that brings up Jim Gentile, who had an amazing year again. 46 bombs. They were quite a few guys. Again, obviously the M&M boys. And I think a couple of the Tigers had super years this year. So just a good year. Really good year. So Gentile with Herzog on first, 2 away. That's a 4-7, and that's going to be a 2-star single, so with 2 outs. He lines one in between Bridges and Kluszewski. Herzog races around second and will get to third. 2 outs. So Gentile with his second hit of the game. Both singles. That'll bring up Gus. Again, I used to know how to pronounce this, and I've forgotten. Gus Triandos is what I'll go with. So he left runners in the same situation back into third with a ground out. So Gerba trying to See if he can get that same result here in the third. Okay, so Gentile tried to get a lead, wasn't able to. So here is the pitch from Gerba, righty versus righty. That's a 6-8, and he is going to whiff. So Gerba coming up clutch here in bottom of the third, and Triendos is left on 4 runners now. So no runs, couple base hits, no errors. The Orioles have left 5 on so far. And we've played 3 complete, no score here in Baltimore. Got 2, 3, and 4 due for the Angels here in their half of the fourth. Lee Thomas flew out his first at bat. It's a 1-5, and he's going to strike out. Sharp breaking ball from Pappas. Thomas swings over the top of it for out number 1. Leon Wagner popped out to short to end the first inning. That's a 5-12. That's a first base X. Gentile is a 2-17, so he's a good fielder over there at first base. 14, he'll get to it. Now that's a high number. That's a 15, but he's able to field it without an error. He flips it on to Pappas, so nice glove there by Gentile for out number 2. Ted Kluszewski, again, a super player in the 50s, winding down his career here in the early 60s. He gets a 4-5, and he's going to hit one the opposite way out to left field. Snyder will take a few steps to the infield and put it away for out number 3. Bottom of the third, still scoreless. Or bottom of the fourth, rather, still scoreless. We got 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Orioles in the bottom of the fourth. Russ Snyder, playing left field today, will get first crack at Gerba. That's a 3-10, and that's going to be a single. Hit number 6 for the Orioles. They've all been singles so far, which in part is why they are scoreless still. That's a leadoff hit, so Snyder is a decent chance to steal, 2-5, and he will get a lead, so we will hold him on at first. Ron Hansen bunts at a C. You got 8 and 9 due up, but again, the pitcher can hit. So I think I'm going to do the corners in. I think they might try to bunt. Let's see. And they do. Fielded by Averill, the catcher, and he throws for the lead runner. So how about that? He fires on to copy it short, and they mow down Snyder. So good job by the Angels there, as Hansen's not able to get the bunt down. So Snyder out 2-6. That's a fielder's choice on a bunt for Hansen. He is not a threat to steal, so Kluszewski will play behind him and will set the infield back because Strat doesn't do it automatically. So Jerry Adair. Yeah, Brandon, Milt's got a good one going so far. You hate to jinx him, but he's got a no-hitter. Of course, it's only 4 innings, but still. I know that's one thing I always root for is no-hitters. Never got a perfect game. I would really like that. So Jerry Adair will swing away with 1 out. Hansen on first. That's a 6-7, and that's a strikeout. So Gerba is not pitching a bad game. He's definitely coming through in the clutch, so that's out number 2. And Milt Pappas will step to the plate. Again, he is a 6 in, so he has power. Here's the pitch from Gerba. That's a 5-8, and that's going to be bounced down to Kluszewski. He will flip on to Gerba, and that will retire the Orioles in the 4th. So no hits, one hit rather, no errors. They left another runner on. We are scoreless through 4. So we got Ken Hunt lead off here in the top of the 5th. He flew out to Herzog in his first effort of the game. That's a 5-7. That's a second base X. Hate to lose a no-hitter on an X, but Adair's a 2-11, so he's got a good chance of getting to this one. 17, so he will get to it. Got a 13 on the E-check, and that is a error-free zone, so nice play by Adair to retire Ken Hunt for the first out of the 5th. Earl Averill flew out in his first at-bat. 1 out, nobody on. That's a 4-12. That's a home run check. But again, Memorial Stadium is a pitcher's park when it comes to that. So that will be a deep fly out to Snyder. But he will be able to get to it for out number 2. Rocky Bridges. 2 out, nobody on. He lined out to Hansen in his first at bat back in the 3rd. That's a 2-9, and that's lofted out to left field. And Snyder will get his second. Oop. I hit the wrong button. Again, my favorite button on Strat-O-Matic is the undo button. So that's a 2-9, not a 2-7. So that Snyder will get his second put out of the inning, and the Angels go in order again in the 5th. So got 4.5 in the books. Still no score. Top of the order for the Orioles, Brooks Robinson is 0 for 2. That's a 2-3, and he's going to draw a walk. Runs at a 12, not much of a threat to steal. Whitey Herzog is a C bunter. Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm managing the Angels. All right, so let's see what they do. I'm not going to. Yeah, let's bring the infield or the corners in. I think they might try to bunt. Let's see. Nope, they're going to hit away this time. Gas strong on that one. That's a 6-4, and that's another walk. So Gerba getting a little wild here in the 5th. Those were the first 2 walks of the game, but both of them here to lead off the bottom of the 5th. So now they got runners on first and second. Let's get our runners out here. So you got Brandt, who is a C bunter. I'm going to play the corners in again. Let's see what they do. Well, they're going to hit away, so I guess strong again. Let's see if that backfires. That's a 5-8, and that's a ground ball to first. I don't know with Kluszewski being in what the effect will be. Let's see. So Kluszewski throws to second for 1. And that'll be it. So that'll be a force at second base. Brooks Robinson makes it to 3rd. Fielder's choice for Brandt. So they have runners on the corner. Brandt is a threat to steal, so we'll have to hold him on at first. We will. Now you got 1 out, runners on the corners in the 5th inning. We got a tight one going here. So I think I'm going to do the corners in, try to cut off the run if it's hit to first or third, and then hope for a double play up the middle. So let's see how that works out. We got Jim Gentile, who is not who you want to have up right now. He has singled twice so far. Brandt tries to get a lead, is not able to, so Gentile will hit away. Again, 2 singles so far. The Angels playing the corners in, hoping for a double play up the middle. That's a 1-9, and he strikes out. Big pitch. So Gerba's, again, he's got some clutch pitching going today. He's big strikeout there for out number 2. Jim, I got this at Dollar Tree. I don't know if that's a national brand or not, but I pay $1 for these. I have Bic make some, and they're too big and bulky for me, but this is nice and thin. Because it is only $1, the black ink especially doesn't last a whole long time. But every time I go to the Dollar Tree, I pick them up because, again, they're only $1 a piece. So if you have a Dollar Tree near you, check that out. I love them. All right, so we got 2 away. The runner's on the corner. And for the 3rd time in the game, Gus Triendos will come up with 2 outs and runners on the corner. So let's see if Gerba can get him for the 3rd time here. Just the black one here, so that's a 3-6, and he gets him again. That's hit hard, but it Yost at 3rd. And he will throw to 1st, and once again the Orioles come up empty-handed. So got both pitchers pitching great games, different games. Yeah, Jim, Dollar Tree sponsor and the Bob Carpenter, the guy who does these scorebooks. I've sent him a lot of business too. So we've played 5 here, still no score. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Angels here in the top of the 6th. Yost is grounded out. So again, Milt Pappas throwing a no-hitter. Hope we didn't just jinx him, but I've been saying that from the beginning. That's a 6-8, 1-2, and he got a 5. So how about that? That was a close one. So that will be a ground ball to first base. Gentile fields it on 1 hop and takes it to the bag himself. 1 away. So again, Gerba will bat. Again, he is a 7 in, so he is no slouch at the plate. Hate to lose your no-hitter to a pitcher. That's a 6-10. That's a singles check, and that's going to be, we got a 1. So how about that? No-hitter broken up by the pitcher. He bounces it up the middle. The Angels get their first base hit of the game. Again, Gerba not a threat to steal. He runs at a 13. We got 1 out, and that'll bring up Copy, who is 0 for 2. That's a 4-11, a single check. That's a 6, so that'll be another one. Both on ballpark checks. Another bouncer up the middle. Gerba will hold at 2nd. So the Angels have got something going here in the 6th. I got to put our runners there so we know what's going on. Gerba runs at a 13, Copy at a 14, so the Angels have some speed on the base. Lee Thomas is 0 for 2. We'll see what he can do here versus Milt Pappas. That's a 4-8. If he had a 1, he'd have tripled, but as it is, he will fly out to center field. Got an 11 on the 20. Yeah, that's a good point, Brandon. I forgot about him breaking up the perfect game with the walk. All right, 2 away, Leon Wagner. Runners on first and second, 2 out. He is 0 for 2 today. That's a 3-10, and that's going to be a line out to third. So hit hard the other way, but Robinson will spear it. That'll do it for the Angels in the 6th. So they do finally get a couple hits, leave a couple on. We go to the home half of the 6th, still scoreless. Yeah, again, Gerba was no slack at the plate. He was a 7 in, so he could handle a bat. All right, Russ Snyder is 1 for 2. Left-handed hitter versus the right-handed Gerba. That's a 2-6, and that's bounced back to the box. Gerba with quick reflexes is able to field it, and he will walk it over to Kluszewski for out number 1. Ron Hansen is 1 for 2. It's 3-7, and that's a single to right, so he slaps one the other way. Thomas will field it and throw it back to Copy at short, or at second rather. Hansen retreats to first with his second base hit of the game. He's not much of a threat to steal, so Kluszewski will play behind him. Jerry Adair is struck out twice. See if he can do better here. Third time's a charm for Adair. 5-7. It's a second base X. Bridges is a 4-10, so he's not got great range, but he doesn't make many errors. So let's see if he can get to it. A 7. He just does. Let's see. And we wasn't holding him on. If we was holding him on, it would have been a single. But as it is, it's going to be a slow roller. And Bridges will be able to get the runner as Hansen advances to second. So good defense there by Rocky. So Milt Pappas seeing if he can get revenge for Gerba messing up his perfect game and his no-hitter. It's a 5-12, and that's going to be lofted the opposite way out to Thomas. And Thomas will field it with two hands like they did back then for out number 3. Well, the Orioles leave another runner on. They have left on, let's see, 3, 6, 9. 9 runners through 6. So Gerba has done a great job of pitching in the pinch, to quote a Christy Mathewson book. All right, so the Angels seeing what they can do here in the top of the 7th. Ed Kluszewski is 0 for 2. (4-4) center field X. Brandt is a 2-11. 11 is a little high E rating for an outfielder. So we get a 12. So he gets to it. A 14, but he makes a boo-boo. So that's going to be a 2-base error on Brandt. And Kluszewski will make it to second base. So that could be costly. So Kluszewski runs at a 1-8, which is about as bad as you can get. But we're not going to pinch run or anything. So Ken Hunt. He's a B bunter. Again, I've never been one for bunting if you have a runner on second and nobody on first, because if you mess up, then you've got the guy on first and nobody in scoring position. So never been a big fan of that. So I'm going to let Hunt hit away. The Orioles are not playing the infield or the corners in, so they were not expecting that. 6-8, 1-2, and that's a ground ball to first. Gentile will field it. Takes it to the bag himself, and Hunt does his job. He does advance the runner, which is the way they did things back in 1961. So that puts Kluszewski at third with one away. the Orioles are bringing the infield in here in this close game. So that's interesting strategy. Avrils flied out twice. Would like to get another fly out here. That's a 4-11. That's a single check, and needs a 7 as a righty, and he's not going to get it. And if you miss a singles check in the ballpark, they will not advance. So he's a 16. So he pops that up on the infield. So Milt Pappas, with some clutch pitching of his own, gets Averill to pop out. Hi, D. Scott Howard. Welcome. So it's up to Rocky Bridges in a clutch situation here. His 3-2 turns to a single, so he's a little bit of a clutch hitter. So we got 2 away. Kluszewski on at third. Scoreless here in the top of the 7th. That's a 1-8, and he's going to draw a walk. Yeah, Jim, was asking about my pen. I don't know if you can see the colors really good on the thing, but I use the red for hits, RBIs, things like that. I use the green for walks and errors, like if you get on base any other way besides a hit. I also use green for stolen bases, and then black for everything else. So that's just kind of my system. It makes the scorebook look pretty, if nothing else. Runners on the corners. Veteran Eddie Yost up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. That's a 6-2, and he's going to draw a walk. So Milt Pappas pitching himself into a corner here. Gotta love this game. Look who's up now. The perfect game killer. The no-hitter killer. Eli Gerba steps to the plate with the bases loaded. So can he do it again? Again, he's a 7 in, so Angel manager not thinking about taking him out as he's throwing a shutout and has a hit and a walk. So here, can he do it again? That's a 5-7. That's a second base X. Adair is a 2-11. So he's a good chance he's going to make this play. He gets a 10, so he will get to it. A 12 will be an error-free play, so Milt Pappas gets his revenge on Gerba this time. So no runs, no hits, 1 error. Hate to waste that leadoff 2-base error. They leave 3 on, so both teams doing their fair share of leaving runners on. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Yeah, keeping score, I did a video on that quite a while back. It's something that I really enjoy, so I know when I would go to Major League games, I always kept score. Nothing, like this. I would use the scorecard they provided, but keeping score is kind of part of the fun for me. All right, so it's time for our trivia question as we head to the 7th inning stretch. Famous Johnny Evers, Hall of Fame second baseman, had 2 nicknames. What are they? I believe one was Hoot, and I don't know the other one. Oh, I was wrong. I was thinking of Hoot. He plays for the 47 Tigers. Hoot, what was his last name? Anyway, Johnny Evers is the Trojan and the Crab. So I had never heard that. So, yep, Jerry. Hey, Jerry, welcome. Hi, JT, welcome. All right. So the replay gamer failed on the trivia question today. All right, so we go to the bottom half of the 7th. We're still knotted at nothing. We got the top of the order for the Orioles up. Gerba's endurance is 7. Yeah, Hoot Evers, that was his last name, wasn't it? So I did have the right last name. That's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, Evers, that's obviously, the Evers to Tinkers to Chance, the Cubs back in the early part of the century. But yeah, I didn't know those were his nicknames. All right, so Brooks Robinson will start off here versus Gerba. He's walked in 3 at-bats, got as far as third base. That's a 4-7, and he's going to draw another walk. So you don't want to walk the leadoff guy. That's never a good strategy. So Robinson, not a threat to steal, so Klazuski will play behind him. Whitey Herzog is a C bunter, so in this situation, I would expect them to bunt. I've been wrong the last 2 times, but we're going to bring the corners in. And he does bunt this time. If we throw for the runner, we have a 1 to 11 chance he's safe. Ooh, this is always risky. I'm going to get the shore out. I've always been kind of the mindset that not gamble on things like this. So that's a successful sacrifice bunt as Eddie Yost will throw him out. See if that strategy backfires or not. So that puts Brooks Robinson on second for Jerry Brandt, who is 1 for 3. Yeah, that's right, Jim. Saddest possible words. All right, so Brandt again 1 for 3. Let's put the infield back because Strat-O-Matic doesn't do that automatically, which I wish they did. All right, so Brandt, seeing what he can do here against Gerba. Again, he had a very good year, 297, 16 home runs, 72 RBIs, walked 62 times as well. That's a 1-7, and that's a harmless fly out to center field. Hunt will track it down for the second out of the inning. So, do you walk Gentile here? I would say that's almost a no-brainer. Yep, so he's a lefty. Gerba is a 4R, so he's much better against righties. Gentile kills lefties, so yeah, that's just a no-brainer. We're going to give Gentile a free pass. And the Baltimore crowd is very excited about that, as you can hear. All right. So here we have, once again, poor Mr. Gus Trinados. His 3 times he's been up with runners on the corners. This time he's got them on first and second. 2 out again. And he has failed 3 times. Let's see if he can come through on the 4th. Love this game. Stuff like this is just so fun. All right, here we go. 6-12. That's a pitcher X. Gerba is not that great of a fielder. He's a 4-14. So let's see what happens. So he gets a 12, so he does get to it. And he got an 11. So how about that? Able to make the play is Gerba, and Trinados fails once again. He is left on 8 runners today. Poor guy. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 more runners left on, as they have left on 11. So we head to the 8th. Still no score. So we got the top of the order for the Angels. Joe Coppy is 1 for 3. Again, just 2 hits for the Angels today, as Milt Pappas has pitched a very good game. 3-7, and he strikes out. It's just the second strikeout for Pappas. And he will take it for out number 1. Coppy tried to hold up. Trinados points down to the first base umpire, who rings him up. So Lee Thomas is 0 for 3. 6-7, and that's going to be a walk. Walk number 4 given up by Milt Pappas today. Let's see. Lee Thomas is not a threat to steal, so Gentile will play behind him at first. Leon Wagner is 0 for 3. Oh, that one bounces in front of the plate. Triandel's not able to get to it, and that's a wild pitch. So again, Strat does the 20-sided roll automatically. I wish they would let us do that. There's a few things on the computer that it does automatically, and that's one of them. So also rolling for a lead, it does that automatically. So not a great big deal, but I would like to have those options myself. All right, so that puts Thomas on second. Leon Wagner still at the plate. It's a 4-8, and he needed a 1 and got a 3, so he got close to a triple. So 5-8, got a 3 on the 20-sided die. Oh, 5-8. No, he's a lefty. So that's actually 4-8. I'm sorry. Back to the undo button. My favorite Strat button. Let's try that one more time. Let's try a 4-8. And a 3 on the 20. So that's a fly ball out to center field. And Brant will put it away for out number 2. Ted Kluszewski reached on a 2-base error. 3 at bats. "5-4." That's a catcher's card. Triandos is a 2-3, so he is a fine fielding catcher. That's a 4, however, that could be trouble. You got a 12-16. Oh, that is trouble. That's a 1-base error by Triandos. So a little nubber, and he's not able to field it cleanly, and they charge him with an error. So Thomas will move to third, and Kluszewski is on an error twice. So that's an E2. So we got him on the corners. 2 out for Ken Hunt, who is 0 for 2. In the clutch, his 2-2 and 3-2 turned to pop out, so not a great big difference. So they're going to stick with Pappas. Yeah, Jerry, I actually had heard that they didn't get along at all. "4-9, 1-2's a home run. He got a 9, so 4-9, 9. That'll be a relatively deep fly ball, but Snyder will get to it in the alley, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on. We go to the home half of the 8th, still scoreless. Got a pitcher's duel going today. I tend to get those when I don't record a game. It's 11-10, but all right. So Snyder is 1 for 2, or 1 for 3 rather. Gerba is his endurance is 7, so he has reached that. 4-7, and that's a single, a 2-star single, but with no runners on. It's just a single. So Snyder pulls it hard past Bridges at second. Thomas fields it, and that'll give the Orioles yet another runner. Again, they've left on 11 so far. Snyder is a decent hand to steal, so Kluszewski will hold him on. Hansen bunts at a C. Got a Dare and Pappas due up. So would they bunt here? I'm going to guess yes. So I'm going to bring the corners in. I'm 2 for 4 today on that. So Snyder tries to get a lead, not able to. And they're going to let Hansen hit away. So now I'm 2 for 5. Hansen is 2 for 3 today. Yeah, that's a good double play combination there. D. Scott Howard. 4-5. That's hit hard to short. Speaking of double plays, how about copy to Bridges to Kluszewski? Not a famous combination, but a double play here nonetheless. So 6-4, 6-4-3, So that brings up Jerry Adair with nobody on. We'll set the infield back. Oh, I accidentally, intentionally walked him. Undo that. And set the infield back. All right, so Jerry Adair, 2 out, nobody on. He is 0 for 3 today. 5-7, and that's a second base X. Bridges is a 4-10. Again, not great range, but pretty good at not committing errors. So 14, he does get to it. And 8-11 is the E, and so he makes a fine play for out number 3. No runs, a hit, and for the first inning of the game, the Orioles don't leave anyone on. We go to the 9th, still no score. So Earl Averill, the catcher, will start off here in the Angels' 9th. He's 0 for 3 today. Again, the Angels have just mustered 2 hits today. That's a 2-11, and that's going to be a walk. It's the 5th walk given up by Milt Pappas. So he has been a little while today. Averill is not a threat to steal, but if he gets a 20, he is. So we'll see if he can get a lead. And he does not. So you got Rocky Bridges, nobody out. He is a B bunter. The Orioles are playing the corners in. He is hit 240 with just 26 walks, so he's not a great opportunity of getting on. So I'm going to go ahead and try the bunt here. He lays it down. Brooks Robinson has it. He can only throw to first, so successful bunt there by Rocky Bridges. The first out. Yeah, there you go, Jerry Ball. In my 47 replay, I'm experiencing that. Marion to Shane East usual. Yeah, those guys were really good fielders. That's one thing I love about Strat is their ratings. You know, they of all of the games, and again, all the other games are great, but Strat is my favorite and the one I trust the most. And yeah, Marty Marion and Shane East definitely had some good fielding ratings. All right, so you got Eddie Yost. Averill on second, runs at a 9. Tempted to pinch run for him. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. Let's see who they have on the bench who can run. So Hamlin runs at a 14. Albie Pearson runs at a 15, but he's a pretty good hitter. So I don't know if I want to lose his bat. Yeah, let's see if they'll let me use Hamlin. Yeah, they will. So we'll put Hamlin in for Averill. So we got Hamlin at second now. He runs at a 14. So Eddie Yost at the plate with 1 out. Yeah, me too, Jerry. I like pitching and defense myself. All right, so here's Yost. 3-4, and he draws a walk. So Pappas running into some trouble here in the 9th. And you got Gerba, who is a 7 in. Got runners on first and second, 1 out. So again, he can hit. And he's pitching a shutout, so I'm going to go with him here. When I do these games, I try to somewhat manage, you know, like I think the real life guys would. And so in 67 with a shutout, you know, even though it is the 9th, there's a good chance they would have stuck with him, especially if he could hit. So we'll go with that. So they're going to have the corners in, oddly enough. But we're going to hit away. So let's see. So Gerba is 1 for 2 with a walk today. Let's see what he can do here. That's a 112, and that's going to be a hard ground ball to Hansen. He flips onto Adair, who makes the nice pivot onto Gentile. 6-4-3 double play. So the batter is injured on the play. So how about that? Yeah, 61. I don't think they had the individual pitcher error, so that was an injury on the card. So Gerba will have to go out anyway. So let's see who the. Let me look at. I use again baseball reference for these kind of things to kind of give you a real good synopsis of the bullpens. And so it looks like Hoyt Wilhelm. Yeah, I remember him. He was in the 61 movie. He was the one that came in Baltimore with a knuckleball and kept poor Roger Maris from hitting 61 before the asterisk took effect. So let's go with Wilhelm. Okay. Very interesting. Thanks, Jerry. So let's see. We need a catcher too. So hang on a second here. Let's see who was their second catcher. So that was Hank Foils. So Hank Foils will come into not seeing him in the list for some reason. So we got Lau. So bear with me here a sec. Oh. I'm sorry. I need the Angels. It's late. It's past my bedtime. Please forgive me. All right, so the Angels, looks like their bullpen had Art Fowler and Tom Morgan. So let's go with Fowler at pitcher. Yeah, I was going to say, I was wondering what was going on there. So at catcher, their backup catcher was Ed Sadowski. So we'll put Sadowski in at catcher. Now we're in business. All right. Get Fowler's card. So again, Gerba was hurt on that play. So Art Fowler, we'll see if he can continue the shutout here. He starts out with Milt Pappas, so we'll see if the Oriole manager will go with keep with him or pinch hit. Yeah, Milt Pappas had a very good career. They're going to let him hit, so how about that? A little 1961 baseball going on here. So Milt Pappas will swing away again. He's a 6 in, so he can hit. And that's a 4-4. That's a catcher's X. Sadowski is a 4-3, so decent range. Or not good range, but doesn't make many errors, but he gets an 18, so that's a ground out. And he gets 11-14, no errors. So Sadowski, that snub just up the first base line. He's out quickly and fires on to Kluszewski for out number 1. So Brooks Robinson. Fowler is a 5R, so he is much better against the righties. And Robinson is a righty, so far Robinson has walked twice today. That's a 6-8. That's popped up on the infield. Yost will call for it for out number 2. Whitey Herzog is 1 for 2 for the walk and a sacrifice bunt. 4-4. That's another catcher's X. Again, Sadowski is a 4-3. That's a 10. That should be a pop out. We get a 13. So that's popped up. And Sadowski will put it away in fair ground. So we have extra innings. So we got to put Fowler in the game here. Righty. Gerba is out of the game. All right. 10th inning coming up. You know, this is how it always goes in real life. You know, even when I'm not recording, you play a game late and it's extra innings. I mean, you can just about bet on it. Or if you've got a little time and you think, hey, I'll just squeeze in a game, extra innings. Happens every single time. Yep. And thankfully, we are not putting a runner on second base. So, a little editorial comment there. So, we got the top of the order for the Angels. Copy is 1 for 4. 110, and that's a single. So he slaps that to left field. Snyder will play it on a couple hops, and the Angels get their leadoff hitter. On. He is not a threat to steal. They are holding him on. They're going to play the corners in. Lee Thomas, who is a C bunter. Yeah, he kind of got, but he hit 24 home runs. He only walked 47 times. I've got the percentages off. I never like seeing the percentages, you know, what percentages are of them hitting a double play, because that doesn't seem realistic to me. And again, there's no right or wrong way, but I just don't play it that way. So I'm going to let him hit away. I'm going to be unconventional here. Playing a hunch. So Lee Thomas is going to swing away. Corners are in. That's a 3-6, and that's a 2-star single. So the hunch paid off. Got a 13 on the 20. So that goes the other way. Slow roller. Hanson not able to get to it. Copy, he runs at a 14. Will slide into third, and Milt Pappas is tired. So the Angels are in business here in the top of the 10th. They've got them on the corners with nobody out. The heart of their lineup coming up. So let's see. I imagine that they will take Pappas out of the game. They're going to. So Billy Heft will be coming in. And again, if I'm mispronouncing these, you guys feel free to correct me, because I'm not as familiar with the 60s as I am the 50s, and so still learning. So he is a lefty, oddly enough. Oh, actually, no, that's good strategy, because Wagner and Kluszewski are lefties. So that's it for Milt Pappas. He gets a round of applause from the faithful here in Baltimore. And we need Billy Heft. All right, so he was very good, 7-4, 3 saves with a 2.02 ERA. So he is an excellent pitcher. And Leon Wagner, rather, is at a -6. So he is at a disadvantage here. He only hit 13%. So do we pinch hit here? We most have to. Let's see who they got on the bench. Actually, let me check reference here. So the Angels. Wagner played left field, so let's see who else. Got George Thomas. Yeah, he's a pretty good hitter, so we'll bring in George Thomas. See if we can counter. I don't know if And 61, yeah, that wasn't Earl Weaver. That was a long time before him. All right, so Wagner will hit the showers. George Thomas, grab a bat. They're playing the infield in. Here we go. Oh yeah, I gotta put George Thomas in the book here. Pinch hit, and he will go into left field for the bottom of the inning. So here we go. Big at bat, infield in. George Thomas against Billy Heft. It's a 5-6, and he strikes out. So how about that? Some more clutch pitching as both teams just continue to leave runners on. So Ted Kluszewski also does not hit lefties. Wow, look at that. There's absolutely nothing on his lefty side. So let's see who they got at first base. Steve Bilko. I believe he's a righty, if I remember correctly. Steve Bilko is a righty, so we'll put him in for Kluszewski. See if he can fare better than our friend Thomas did. So we need Steve Bilko. I remember him with the Cardinals back in the 50s. Steve Bilko, pinch hit and play first. Bilko. All right. Infield still in. That's a 2-8. Oh, and it is out of here. No doubt about that one. He got all of it. And Snyder will just stand and watch it go. And the Angels have taken a 3-0 lead. Love it. Big home run by Steve Bilko there. 3 RBIs. Okay, Paul Richard, yeah. Or Paul Darn, okay. All right, so Steve Bilko goes yard on Billy Heft, and the Angels are up 3-0. So 1 out. For Hunt, who is 0 for 4 today. And they're going to stick with Heft. That's a 4-9, and he draws a walk. So Heft shaken up by the Steve Bilko 3-run homer. Proceeds to walk Hunt. He is a threat to steal. They're going to hold him on. So we got Sadowski. Let's see, Sadowski. Got to get his card out here. Sadowski. There he is. So he's the catcher. He will hit. So we'll let him go ahead and hit away. So got to get him in the scorebook here. This is a crazy one for the scorebook. So he is in at catcher. Here is the pitch from Heft. That's a 6-6 versus a righty, and that's hit hard to short. Henson will fire onto Adair and to Gentile, and they get the 6-4-3 double play. But the damage has been done. So we got 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 base hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we go to the home half of the 10th. Los Angeles Angels up 3-0. I just picked it up, Jerry. They just reissued it. It may have been earlier this week or maybe late last week, and I ordered it. I got the email and ordered it, and it came either yesterday or Wednesday. So I just picked it up. So I was at the beginning of the video. I pointed out they did the gray, even though this was originally printed. It was in the blue, but they did the gray, which I like the gray. I just think that looks really classic. But yeah, I just picked it up, so that was the reason I wanted to get a game on the channel, because 61's a great year. So we'll put Bilko at first. George Thomas will go in at left. So we'll start with Fowler. Again, he had 11 saves, so we'll see what he can do. He will start off. He's got 3, 4, and 5 for the Orioles. So here we go. Bottom of the 10th. Yeah, they just re-released it. So again, I missed it when it first came out, and so I was very glad to see that and picked it up. So Jerry Brandt, seeing what he can do for the Orioles here. That's a 5-3. That's a home run chance. A ballpark, but as we have learned, Memorial is a 1-3. And he rolled a 15, so that will be a long fly out. Thomas will track it down for out number 1. Jim Gentile is 2 for 3 with a walk. For 7, and that's another walk. So not what you want to do with a 3-run lead, but that's what he did nonetheless. Gentile is not a threat to steal. So we'll play Bilko behind him, and that brings up Gus Triendos. Hey, Dominic. Yeah, I love them. They're a little expensive, but you get, I think it's like on the radio one, you get, I think it's 200 sheet or 200 games. So I use them for everything. I really enjoy them. So they're worth it to me. 5, 6, and a 1-4 is a double, but that's a 15. So that will be a fly ball out to Hunt. Take a few steps over toward Thomas in left field and put it away for out number 2. So the Orioles down to their last out. Russ Snyder, left-handed batter, is 2 for 4 today. Hey, Dave. Welcome. Glad to see you back up so late. Again, I'm not normally up this late myself, but just picked up the 61 card set and wanted to play a game. So, all right. So Russ Snyder. Gets a 3-6, and that's trouble. That's a 2-star single. So that'll bring the tying run to the plate. He slaps that to right field. Thomas will get it back to the infield, but not before Gentile is on its third. And that brings up Ron Hansen. So Orioles making it interesting. That's hit number 9 of the game for Baltimore. So Fowler, I'm going to stick with him. Again, he had the most saves this year for the Angels. And they're going to let Hansen hit away. So here we go. 2 out. Runners on the corners. The Angels up 3-0. 1-7, and he walks. So that will load the bases for Jerry Adair. Yep, so again, we're going to stick with Fowler. Jerry Adair is not a clutch hitter. His 2-7, 2-8, and 1-2 all turned to pop-outs. So let's see if they stick with him. They're going to. So here we go. That's a 6-5. That's a shortstop X. copy is a 340, so that's not a great E rating. He gets an 11, so he does get to it. A 13 is not an error, so copy makes the good defensive play. He'll go to second base for the force out, and that is the game. So, again, the Orioles made it interesting. Look at our box score here. So, again, Steve Bilko with the 3-run bomb was the play of the game. Let's see. Look at the box score here. I just picked up a second monitor, so I'm trying to figure out, and sometimes it does things that I don't understand. So for some reason, it's not letting me see the box score. So I know Fowler will end up with the win as they went ahead in the top of the 10th. So Billy Heff takes the loss. So anyway, exciting game. Yeah, thanks, Brandon. It was a good pitcher's game. I enjoy those. Got a little extra innings excitement. And so it was a very, very good game. 61's a great season. And, again, this was the Angels' first year, and the Orioles were very good, even though they ended up third this year because the Tigers and the Yankees were just super good that year. Thanks, Jerry. And I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. And so like I said, I'm doing my 47 replay. I've been doing that a lot, so just wanted to, with the new set coming, wanted to get a little bit of a break from that, show off the new card set. So I appreciate it very much. And so you guys have a great night and great weekend, and we'll see you next time.